Hey, good morning. So I'm making sponge candy this morning. My kid was really good. I promised him that I'd make him. It's one of his favorites. So it's 1 pint of corn syrup, dark corn syrup, 2 cups of sugar, 4 teaspoons of vinegar. Cider vinegar is what I use because it's milder, but it's the acid that I'm after. And then 1 teaspoon of orange extract, just for flavoring, because we like orange, and then it's going to get covered in chocolate later, so it'll be really good. Now, I take it to the hard thread stage, which is about 300 degrees. But you're going to check that with a glass of water. It's really easy to do. I'll show you in a minute. And then I'm actually going to sift in an equal amount of baking soda to the vinegar. So again, 4 teaspoons. I'm going to sift that in, and then I'm going to really mix it up. And it's going to start to foam. And as it does that, every time I turn my webcam down, it really shuts off. So it's really bothering me. But I'm adding this in there, and I'm stirring it up. I'll go ahead and pick that up and move it down there so you can see it. Definitely multitasking. And you can see it starting to foam up. Okay. And I've been off the heat for a few minutes. Well, a few moments, actually. And then I'm going to pour it into this pan that I have right here. That is, I got foil in it, and I've got that buttered. So we're going to go ahead, pour that in there, and then we're going to spread it out nice and even, toss it in the freezer, let it cool down. Because this stuff is getting hard fast. After it cools down, we're going to go ahead and break it into pieces and get it going that way. Oh, almost been off the heat just a little bit too long. Bear with me. I will be... Okay, sorry. Just a really busy moment. I had the hot candy cooling down and everything, and it was just a little difficult to talk to you. But what I've got now is I've got this big kind of cooling mass, and it doesn't really matter how attractive it is or not because we're going to cover it in chocolate anyways, so it'll be delicious. But I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then I'm going to start heating up the chocolate to like a ganache to really coat it in, and we'll go from there. See you in a minute. All right, so everything's under control now. Behind me, I've got my double boiler going with my chocolate in it melting, the actual sponge candies in the freezer, cooling off, looking good. And I want to talk to you about that hard thread thing. So the deal is you take this glass of water, and as you can probe it with a thermometer, a spoon, toothpick, anything works. But as you drop it in there, it'll actually make a really hard, brittle thread, which I cleaned up. So I'm kind of missing that. But the deal is that you have to get it to that temperature so that it makes the right consistency. I've done it before where I didn't cook it long enough, and I tried it kind of like at the softball stage where I would drop it in there, and I made 2 things simultaneously like that. I made a mess and a mistake, and so we're not doing that today. So got to get this kid a sponge candy. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is dip it in the chocolate. Take it out, break it up, dip it in the chocolate, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. So no big deal. All right. See you later. Okay, so here's the finished product. And you can see I covered them with chocolate, and they're looking pretty good, and I really like them. So this chocolate's actually pretty soft, so I keep these in the fridge after they set. I can still keep them in the fridge so they don't melt everywhere. And then, I don't know, there's really only one way to see if they're good, and that is apparently it's like that. Huh. What do you think?
Tasty.
Yeah? Can you say hi?
Hi.
Yeah. He doesn't care about saying hi. He just wants sponge candy. So there you go. Sponge candy and made easy, hopefully. Enjoy.